Hi guys, how are you? Alright, so good morning. First of all, today's Beyonce Day, okay? Today's Beyonce Day because I'm still not a Beyonce fan. I never have been a Beyonce fan. Not against her, I just never clicked with her music really. A couple of mainstream songs had good beats, but I never knew like what the heck she was talking about. So, but this CD, oh, I will be purchasing, like actually spending money for this CD, maybe because I'm in love. Okay, so the last video I was like, oh, I'm starting something new. I have like tripped and fallen and busted my head wide open. So I'm in love, right? But that's another video. And I told you guys 6 months later, if all is still well, then I will introduce him and we'll do a video together. But which is like December sometime. It'll be 6 months December. So anyway, somebody made a Beyonce montage from her CD, and so that's what we're gonna be playing today. And I think if I put this on here, it won't skip. Let's see. Sometimes this video skips, and then that means you guys won't hear anything I'm saying. Let's see. Okay, it's a little skipping a little around. Actually, let me turn her down a bit so you guys can hear me. So, okay, cool. All right, so I've got my list of topics, so I'm going to try to do 5 a day because you guys sent a lot of comments. Some of them were repeat topics, so I'm going to try and like combine them and try to do 5 a day, and I'm going to try to do it in 10 minutes. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to try, okay? If it's longer than 10, sorry, I know I promised you guys 10 minutes, but yeah, and so we're getting really close to the Philippines, so yeah, I may do the smart thing and come back tonight and just switch up outfits. And just record it that way. You won't know the difference, right? Alright, so shout out to the lovers out there and to the new loves. Let's see how we're feeling in 6 months. And thank you for all the shout outs to everybody who was like, oh, congratulations, you're in a relationship, that's cool. Yeah, thank you. It was totally unexpected, and I think that's why it's happening so awesomely, because it was unexpected. I wasn't hunting him and he wasn't hunting me. It just kind of happened. And yeah, so every day is an adventure. I was telling someone the other day that being in a relationship unexpectedly is having a whole bunch of, what did I say? A whole bunch of unprepared and unexpected moments strung together. It's just like a life of, it's just, you just keep going every day. Like, because I didn't know I was in a relationship. Like, it just happened, you know? So anyway, that's another video. I could ramble about that all day. Love is grand. We'll end on that note. I was gonna have breakfast with you guys this morning. Chug man. And I'm just realizing now, I'm just now listening to this melody with you guys. Not all of her songs about love. I think just the ones that I was listening to were all about love. So some of her songs are not about love, but that's cool too, because the ones that are about love, it's clear that she's singing like to Jay-Z, like straight up, like, I'm your woman, I got your back, and I love that. So these are Korean Frosted Flakes, and let's read this together, class. Konpuro. Cool. Konpuro sutu. Konpuro sutu. Corn frost. Konpuro sutu. Cute. Okay, so this is the Korean version of, Frosted Flakes. I was gonna have breakfast with you guys, but I have no milk. So I have to stop for breakfast on the way to work. Alright. Such a sad story. We're gonna have breakfast together. Breakfast in bed, because this is my bed. Breakfast in bed, but maybe not. Best thing I never had. Okay, Americano. Alright, so yes, I do know what this song is about. It is about coffee, but It's about all the reasons why you should drink Americano, like all the benefits of drinking Americano. And one of them is you should drink Americano after you kissed your girl on the side when you go to kiss or go to see your girlfriend. So the Americano is a strong taste in your mouth, and it covers the fact that you just kissed someone else. So it's a cute song, but you know, they kind of slid that in there. It's a little bit sassy, and I was like, oh wait. So and yes, my friend translated that for me. I'm not that fluent. And I did write them down so I could stay in 10 minutes. You know, if I don't write them down, I'll be talking forever. So oh, Twitter. So the vote is that I should get a Twitter. I will gladly do that if anyone would like to give me or inbox me a crash course in tweeting, chirping. We had Nextel back in the day. Where you at? Where you at? We call that chirping. So maybe tweeting, chirping is the same. I don't know. Anyway, if you know anything about tweeting, chirping, twerk, tweak, whatever, twigging. That's what I'm gonna call it. Twigging. If you know anything about twigging, inbox me. Give me a crash course, and I will gladly attempt to get a Twitter. These little smartphones are amazing. I think I'll be able to tweet from this, which is going to be crazy because I'm a million places at once. So it'll be like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I just always thought twigging was a way to stalk people. Clearly. Okay, so first let me give the shout outs to the topics that I'm going to talk about today. Elliot, Dirty Eye Vids, Els, hi boo. Okay, so he was like the first person to put a topic up. So we're going to talk about his. Miriam467, Kawai, Keiwaiiqt. I can't read my own handwriting. Kawai QT. And Poor Norabi. Hi Rhonda. So I'm gonna hit up their topics today, and again I'm gonna do 5 a day, so maybe I'll shout you out and do your vids the next one. Okay, topics, here we go. I have 5 minutes to go. Let's see, 6 minutes to go. Woo, let's see. No, 4 minutes. 10 minus 6 is 4, right? 4 minutes. All right, topics. Big or small butts in Korea. Do people look? Yes. Men are men universally. They will check you out front to back if they're already looking, okay? So it's not like, oh, there's only boobs, let me look at boobs. They're just, boobs is like a sexual, to the point that they don't even wear, like now younger people are doing it, but for the most part people don't wear like spaghetti straps during the summers. You know, going halter is like, because it's your shoulders, and your shoulders are close to your boobs and your cleavage, but they don't have any. I don't understand why it's like, because really a lot of the women have like no boobs. I told you the average size is 36A. That's like barely a handful. That's all they have. So I don't know why they're like, because it'd be no different than looking at a man's chest. I don't understand. A man with man boobs, like it's, but anyway, so yeah, they do. They look at butts. Big butts. I don't have a big butt, so I'm definitely shaped like my heritage. So I have boobs and hips, but no butt. Shaped just like my grandmama's, both of them. So yeah, they do look. I don't know if it's like as, let me try and touch you. You'd have to ask K-pop hip hop about that. She definitely has me in the butt area. But they definitely try to touch my boobs. So I can't really talk about big butts because I don't have one. So I don't know the full reaction. But I've been told that it's just as rude. Like, it's very much so. Like, I'm going to put my hand on the small of your bag because it's almost to your butt because you're not noticing. That's kind of how it is. So if you have a big butt, you probably will get a lot of stares as well. Next topic. Do they treat blacks the same as white people? No. No. Like, I've said it before in other videos. This is like 1950s America. Like, straight up. Like, you know, they should have for coloreds only, like writing, seriously, because it's, no, they don't treat you the same by a long shot. Do they think the rest of the world is fat? Yes, they do, but they think it's an Asian thing. Like, they think, oh, Asians are supposed to be the only people in the world who are skinny. So as an Asian, you need to remain skinny and true to your culture. And they do. They think, oh, it's okay. They think the rest of the world is fat, but they think it's okay. Like, oh, it's okay to be curvy if you're from, you know, Europe or America or whatever, because you guys have different bodies than us, and we're supposed to be skinny, Korean skinny. So, yeah, they do think the rest of the world is fat. But again, they think it's a Korean thing, so it's not like, you're fat. It's more like, oh, you're a Westerner. You're supposed to be fat. But here in Asia, we are the epitome of beauty because we remain skinny. Aside from the fact that we don't have big eyes or cheekbones or blonde and red hair. It's very interesting. Again, a lot of their things are dual because it's the Twilight Zone over here. Two sides, two very different sides. How are African American women viewed? Oh my God, I have 1 minute. How are African American women viewed? As the media portrays us, ghetto hood rats. Like, seriously? When I have a conversation or when I'm giving a presentation, you know, like I just gave a presentation to like NBC, like the network of the NBC, and the first thing they didn't say, oh, your presentation was good, your presentation was well put together. They were like, you speak so well. Wow. Like, they were totally shocked at how articulate I was, and I was like, really? Like, wow. So I get that all the time, like, wow, you speak really well. Oh, you dress so nice. Like, you dress really nice. You dress very classy. I get told that a lot. Oh, you're really classy. Like, but they're completely shocked because in their minds, we are what the media has portrayed. So that's the only black people they really know. And then, unfortunately, near the bases, you know, you have black people who get drunk and go out. And then because they live on base, okay, I'm past my 10-minute mark. Sorry, I'll try and do better the next time. Because they once they leave the base, mostly everything they have is on the American base. So when they actually leave, it's complete culture shock to have old people come poking them and pushing them out of the way and, you know, saying things that sound like nigger, the word nigger, but it's actually a word in Korean. Like, it's like, what did you just call me? Like, and, you know, the very erratic behavior of Koreans, because Koreans are, they don't have emotion, but because they don't, everything is extreme. So it's like, blah, 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 blah. And the other person's like, da, 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 and they're like complimenting each other on their clothes and asking could they borrow a pen. And you're like, oh my God, I thought a fight was going to break out just now. So if you're not used to that, which most of the military isn't because they don't have to leave the installation, when they do go out, plus liquor, you know, plus this ajashi who's telling them God knows what, they snap off. And because it's so off from what we're used to in America, which is just plain old good human respect and dignity, that's not really don't have a lot of that here, and for good reason, you know, because of their history with the war and etc. It's very boxed in, closed-minded. I can talk to you however, and you shouldn't say anything to me because I'm older than you type deal. So that's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, that is the view of African American women, is that we're hood rats. I know you guys saw that video that, what's his name? Brian Jew did. He was on a variety show here in Korea, and he was like, this is how black women act. And it was just the most shenane, ghetto, I don't even know people who act like that impression could you have ever seen. If anything, it was more like, you know, when like some of my gay friends, when they're trying to be funny, they overdo and oh no, you that they're not imitating any woman. No woman acts like that, you know. So that's actually, he looked more like a gay guy than he did a black woman. But that's what, you know, and this is all in Korean. Of course, this was on every channel. It was a Korean variety show, and so, and he's from the States, and he knew better. He knew better that all black women do not act like that. So anyway, that's how they see us. And it's continually portrayed in media, and unfortunately, you do get some interactions with women who are kind of sort of close to what they've seen, and then they just, oh yeah, all black women are like that. I saw one woman, she was cussing this taxi driver out. 9 times out of 10, he was probably rude to her. Who knows? So anyway, and the last topic of last two topics. Okay. Oh dang, I'm at 12 minutes. I tried to do 10. All right. Asian Americans versus Asians. What's the difference in guys? Okay. I have dated Korean Americans, and the big difference is they're American. So the culture is the same. How we treat people, the respect of people, individuality, all of those things are totally different in America than they are in Asia. So when you meet a guy who's scared to tell his parents I'll be home at 10:30 instead of 10 o'clock, and he's 30 years old. That would never happen in the U.S., but here that's very normal because you stay at home until you're married, because you're not an adult really until you're married. So having to like sneak to places to meet them is like high school. They're also very, very passive up to a point till they're like in a relationship. Then they can talk to you. However, like, are you sure you want to wear that out? You look a horrendous mess. Like, do you sure you want to walk with me dressed like that? Or, hey, you're putting on a few pounds. Maybe you should go to the gym. Like, those are things that they say to ones they love, because when you love them, you should be able to be open, blunt, and honest. Whereas in the States, yeah, we are open and honest, but we have a little more couth to it, and we sugar it a little bit because we love you. We don't want to hurt you. So those views are definitely different. Korean guys are very feminine. Not all of them, but a lot of them are very, very, very feminine. Like, they wear man makeup and, you know, purses and heels. You know, they're boots, but they're heels. So it's very feminine. You have to get used to that. And some of them are soft-spoken. Every now and then you'll catch a Korean guy with a deep voice and you're like, oh, say something else, you know? So I think American men are a lot more open-minded about the relationship. Whereas in Korea, everybody follows cookie cutter everything. So your relationship is going to look just like the person's relationship next to you. On your birthday, you're going to get a birthday cake from Puri Baguette. At Christmas, you're going to get a birthday cake from Toilet George. I mean, a Christmas cake from Toilet George, because Christmas is the second Valentine's Day. You know, you're going to get chocolate. I mean, you can almost predict exactly what everybody's going to have because they live dictated by the media. So media says that it's Valentine's Day and you should get a cake from Toilet George and you should take her here, you should take her there. Those places will be packed with. So the spontaneity of the relationship, I think, is not really there. And I think a lot of it also, relationships in the States are just relationships. You're with who you're with. Whereas in Asia, it has a lot to do with, you could be with that person right now, but in the back of your mind, you have to find someone that pleases your parents. So I think that's another difference. All right, lastly, and even Koreans, they give a separate category to Koreans born in America. Like, even they realize that they're totally different people. It's still Americans and Koreans. Homosexuality. Else. This is my first topic. Homosexuality. All right. Dang it, I am like at 16 minutes, man. Homosexuality in Korea. Yes, it absolutely exists. It's absolutely here. It's a lot easier to hide because the men are super duper duper feminine. So you could totally have a friend who's gay and you would never know. Because guys are feminine anyway. And the girls also in Korea, same sex, being touchy is like the only thing that's allowed. Like, you can't like hold someone's hand or hug them unless they're like your boyfriends and they're of the opposite sex. Whereas in the States, I could hang on my friend or, you know, whatever, or I could walk holding his hand. It's no big deal. That's my friend. But here in Korea, the opposite sex touching is like not allowed unless you're together in a relationship. So girls, but I think it's a human need to feel wanted, to feel connected with someone. Regardless, it's universal. So what happens is the girls end up holding hands with each other and laying on each other and being really intimate with each other, as well as the guys. You know, it's very common. You'll see one guy sitting in another guy's lap. They'll just reach over and give each other a massage and play with their hair. And it took me a while to get used to it. I was like, dang, everybody gay over here. What in the world? But then I realized that no, that's just their culture. So are there homosexuals? Absolutely. They have a parade and everything. How is it viewed? They don't talk about it. Like the other things in Korean society that shouldn't be talked about. Like, if society hasn't deemed it as good, then you're not going to hear people talk about it. So they don't really talk about it. They don't really address it. However, in Japan, it's very much so open and it's no big deal. You know, it's on their they have lesbian cartoons. I think her name is Arokai or something like that. So sexuality is not seen as taboo in Japan. And of course, Japan, as much as they hate each other, Japan definitely influences the Korean decision making, because Japan is far more Western mentality, far more Western than Korean. So they do influence them a lot. Hence the guys wearing makeup, that's from Japan. So I've never heard of any like bashing of homosexuals. Actually, my friend who was here, he was black and he was gay. I think he was bisexual, actually. Anyway, he was out and about on New Year's. You know, they had like a gay party up in Seoul, and you know, it was actually foreigners who were, you know, threatening them, and it was about to be a situation. It was foreigners, it wasn't the Koreans, because Koreans are, again, overall, they're passive. Even if you're doing something they don't like, they won't tell you. They'll smile and be like, oh, and they'll talk about you later with their family. They'll tell you they'll tell their family how they really feel. So homosexuality is here. It's not necessarily taboo. You will probably get looks and stares if you're a man who walks down the street in a dress with, you know, a wig on. Probably, or they're going to stare at you. But other than that, it's definitely not the same as in the States. It's not like, ooh, he's gay, or hey, say something gay. It's not like that. You know, they just kind of sort of don't talk about it. They don't really talk about it. They don't really address it. If someone knew their child was gay, just like, they just don't address things that aren't accepted as normal. I have several students that I teach who clearly have mental problems, and I'm not paralleling being gay with mental problems, but I'm saying as an example that rather than address that, rather than deal with that with their kids, instead they just put them in regular school, which means their kids aren't really learning and aren't getting the attention that they need in their special situation. So anything is like that. Again, if it's not the accepted norm, then it's just not addressed. It's kind of an underworld. It's a total underworld over here. So I hope that answered your question. That's all I could do in like 2 minutes. Okay, now I'm at officially 20 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm 2 times as long. I promise I'll get it in 10 minutes the next time. Okay, so kisses, cheers, love you guys. Hope you have a fabulous day, and dun 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 dun, ain't love grand? Just kidding. Bye, see you next video.